Tchia is an upcoming indie game from developer AVerMedia. I was sent a preview build of the game to check out, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts and impressions. Starting off, you play as Tchia, who's on a mission to locate her missing father who has been kidnapped by a mysterious man. This preview build starts you a few hours into the game. Because of that, I decided to avoid most of the story content during my playtime. While I do think the story sounds interesting, it was not my main focus of this preview. I wanted this video to focus on some things that I think are most important when you're playing an open world game. The map, the gameplay, and how it feels to traverse around the island. The open world in this game is huge and filled with collectibles to find and activities to do. Some collectibles increase your stamina, which helps with gliding, climbing, and holding your breath underwater, while other items can be collected and then traded in to unlock new cosmetics. With such a big map, I think the most important thing to get right was the traversal, and I can't say enough about how much fun I had with the options they have for moving across the island. The best being the ability to possess any animal on the island with your soul jumping power. From centipedes to chickens, sea turtles, dolphins, dogs, and birds, you can soul jump into a ton of animals on the island and in the ocean. And you can use them to further your playthrough and reach areas that you might not be able to get to on your own. Now, the possession time is limited to your soul meter, which indicates how long you can possess an animal before you are thrown from the body. In the preview build, I started with 3 soul meter bars, but was easily able to increase it to 4 by completing one of the 3 Totem Shrine challenges located on the first island. Now, to complete the first Totem Shrine challenge, I needed to carve a totem to match the door of the shrine I wanted to enter. Once in the shrine, I was tasked with jumping between floating rocks while trying to shoot 17 green floating orbs. It was a fairly easy challenge to complete, and with the reward being an increase in your soul meter, it was well worth it. Now, when your soul meter is low or you can't find an animal around, another way to travel around is to use your sailboat. Which, since this build is locked to the first island, I only use the sailboat a couple of times. I think the controls can be a little tedious at first, especially when you're sailing down one of the smaller rivers that cuts through the island. But when you're off the island, it's completely different. The boat has a high top speed, which feels great when you're on the open ocean, and it should make it easy to reach the further away islands in the final build of the game. Now lastly, other than walking, there is one more way to move quickly around the island: tree swinging. Leaping from tree to tree by slingshotting yourself forward is a blast. I'd go out of my way just to find a forest and play around with this mechanic. Easily one of my favorite parts of this preview. Combat takes an interesting angle. Your possession ability can be used to take control of a bunch of different objects that aid you in combat, like rocks and planks. But the most effective option is to toss a lantern, which will explode on impact and instantly defeat a soldier. In the preview, there are around 30 Mano camps located on the island for me to take on. By clearing these outposts, you can unlock even more cosmetics for Tchia to wear on her journey. Now I want to talk about some of the activities around the island. Target shooting challenges, diving challenges, and races were the main activities I came across. Each one is a high score to beat and will grant you a trophy depending on your score. You can then take those trophies to a crane machine, which can be used to play the crane and unlock outfits for Tchia to wear. Other activities like rock balancing can unlock new songs for Tchia to play on her ukulele, which was very useful during my playtime. The songs have different abilities. A few can change the time of day, another spawns a bounce pad, which I found very useful as it can launch you high into the air for a bird's eye view. Another one of my favorites spawns a bubble around your head to help you breathe underwater. I've only gotten a few of these, but I'm confident I will want to collect them all during my full playthrough. After spending 4 hours with Tchia, I left excited. They nailed some of the things I care about most in open world games, and I never felt like I wasted my time while adventuring around the island. And while I didn't touch on the story content that much, I am excited to see more, especially when it comes to this floating pyramid object in the sky. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. 2023 is going to be a big year for video games, and I plan to cover as many as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.